Welcome to ZSB125 Restoration, part 14, and the last part. This should be the last part. In this video, we'll take the bike for an MOT, and then we'll come back and we'll have a little chat about what we've learned, what we've done, and what we've got out of it, and just recap, really. So I hope you've enjoyed the series. I've loved doing the bike. It's been absolutely fantastic, but let's crack on. Okay. All right then, big day. I'm going to take the ZSB for MOT this morning. There she is. And we'll see how we get on. Can't wait. So a little reminder of what the bike looked like when we bought it. and you know what we had to go through to do it. Now this is it, and it doesn't actually look too bad here, but it pretty much was. So the frame was seriously bent in 2 places. The forks were bent. Every single bracket was bent. Every bracket, there's bits, lugs missing off the frame, had to be welded on. All the fasteners were pretty much useless. They were all corroded. And as for the engine, well, the top end was completely destroyed. The bottom end was good, but it wasn't really, you know, financially feasible to restore the engine. So, okay, the tank, which didn't have any dents in, was really, really rusty on the inside. The tap was rusty. All aluminium was rusty. The bodywork was all mismatched, different colours. It was all cracks in the side panels, broken lugs on the side panels. Every single part on the bike needed attention. Everything. Okay, so what's the bike cost me? Is the butcher's bill effectively, and it's pretty much what you would expect really, and it just goes over a little bit what the bike's worth, and that is fairly common for a rebuild. If you can keep costs under control and you manage everything yourself, you still sort of go over, and that's basically what's happened. So there's no surprises here. Bits and pieces that I had to buy that sort of bumped the price up that you might want to avoid is I had to buy some rust stuff, you know, rust eater, that cost 20 quid. We also had to apply for a V5, and that was 25 quid as well. Of course, none of these prices include like WD-40, oil, petrol for picking bits up, stuff like that. It's just stuff that I would have in the garage anyway. Fasteners that I would already have, you know, they're not included. And what does that come to? Well, it comes to a total of 660 quid, and that includes the engine. So it's got a decent engine in that we stole. We had to replace the engine in the other one, so that is full cost of the engine really, which is basically 250 quid that we had to buy a new replacement engine for. 658 is the bike worth that? No, it probably isn't. It's probably worth about 500. Maybe it is worth 600. Maybe it isn't. Also included in that total is the mistakes. 43 quid in mistakes, and that was paint I bought that didn't work out. That was a problem where I had to replace again or do again, and I bought a wrong chain guard which I then sold at a very slight loss. So starting with the big questions first really, you know, why even restore a ZSB125 when they're pretty plentiful and they're not really a very desirable bike in the scheme of expensive motorbikes. So, well, first of all, I don't really care about any of that. I'll restore a bike that I want to restore. I've restored loads of motorbikes in the past. I've started to learn the way around the ZSB, and I just really fancy doing one. So I did. Another thing is, I was always moaning at the kids for the dowdy colours and moaning on the forum about the dowdy colours. So I had to put my money where my mouth is and paint it now something nice and bright. Another good reason is that I wanted to expand my skills a bit, and so doing this is a very cheap way of doing it on a very cheap bike. So of course it's a full driveway spray job. And my spraying has improved absolutely immeasurably. I'm super pleased with how I've come on with my spraying. For a driveway spray job, I'm super pleased with it. I do it differently this time, and of course the next bike was a lot better than this one. So that was good. Also from a welding, you know, making exhaust, it was brilliant. I really enjoyed that. Super happy with the way the exhaust turned out, and the bike is flying. There's plenty of power in the mid-range now, and it's miles better than it was. So I'm really happy with that as well. So that's really nice. You know, it's probably worth mentioning that it hasn't been near a dealer at all, or any sort of professional help with it. I've done everything myself: the tyres, wheels, painting the frame, all the electrics, everything. Nothing has been near a dealer. It's 100% driveway, 100% homegrown. I haven't done anything that would be professional. In fact, I hasn't even been to a shop actually. Everything I've done online. So parts, stickers, paint, everything has been done online. So I haven't even been to a shop really with it. So another thing I sort of wanted to prove to myself is that how economical it was to take an absolutely shattered cheap Chinese bike and could it be flipped for a profit. I sort of already knew that it wasn't really going to be feasible. I wanted to see whether it could be done, and it all depends on the standard of the bike you buy, of course, because you know, that's how much how much work needs to be done. And the answer to that question is, have I made a loss on this bike? Yeah, I've probably made a small loss on it. It's probably worth a bit less than what I've put into it, but to me it's worth it because it is such, you know, I've done it. And that's probably more an issue with me and the standard that I work to. Replacing fasteners that don't really need to be replaced just because they look a bit nicer, and just making sure that everything's 100%. And if you're flipping bikes, I don't think you've got that luxury. You sort of just have to get them MOT'd and out the door, turn them round. And I've took my time. I've really made the bike look really smart, and I've done it how I wanted it. As if I've basically built it as if I'm going to keep the bike, and I am going to keep the bike for a little bit, I think, and see how we get on with it. Another thing is, why did I paint it like this now? Why not? But I've already explained that why it's a nice bright colour, but why is it red? Well, and why has it got Moto Guzzi stickers on it? Well, I'm a massive Moto Guzzi fan. Moto Guzzi don't make little bikes, and I fancied doing it as a Moto Guzzi, so it's actually based upon a bike that I do own. I own a bike that's actually a lot like this, and I've actually painted this the same, so a lot of this colour scheme has actually been derived from that, with the red and gold, silver at the back, the polished headlamp shell, and the aluminium fork cover and stuff like that is all the same. And I'll put a nice picture of the Millie up so you can see the similarity. So I've actually got a little mini version of my big bike, which is a lot of fun, really. So she's sort of now been renamed Mini, so that's her name, really, and that's what's getting used. We've got quite a few ZSB, so they do actually need a name, so this bike's sort of now Mini GT or Mini. Right, so I think we'll end the series there. I'm super happy with the bike. I'm sure she'll be in a few other videos as little bits of maintenance need doing. So that's it. I hope you've really enjoyed it. I've massively enjoyed doing it. I fancy doing another one or something else. I might do a trials one version. That'd be quite a lot of fun, wouldn't it? If we can get some wire wheels, do like a classic trials, that'd be great. I'd have to change the tank and the seat and everything, but that'd be a lot of fun. Maybe a trials ZSB next. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next project.